Hello children, today I will teach you weather and climate second part and we will begin with the topic humidity. We all know humidity is defined as the amount of water vapor present in the atmosphere. If the temperature is high, the rate of evaporation from water bodies will also be high. Similarly, low temperature will result in low humidity. Humidity varies greatly from place to place and also with time, and it is closely related to temperature. If temperature is high, there will be more evaporation from the water bodies and there will be more humidity. If temperature is low, evaporation will be low and there will be low humidity. The instrument used to measure humidity is known as dry and wet bulb thermometer. This is how it looks like. This is a thermometer whose bulb is kept dry. This is a thermometer whose bulb is made wet by tying a muslin sieve which is dipped inside a beaker into which water is kept. This shows the temperature depression and this is how humidity is calculated. Humidity is of two types, absolute humidity and relative humidity. Absolute humidity is the actual amount of water vapor in a given volume of air at a given temperature. It is measured in gram per cubic centimeter. Relative humidity is the ratio between the absolute humidity and the maximum amount of water vapor which the same volume of air can contain at that temperature, and it is measured in percentage. Now this is all about humidity. Now I will tell you something about forms of condensation. Now these are the forms of condensation: clouds, dew, frost and fog. Clouds are of these four kinds: cirrus, cumulus, stratus and nimbus. Cirrus clouds are high clouds. They contain tiny ice crystals. They are basically dry and rainless. Cumulus are medium clouds. They are woolly in appearance. These clouds, they cause heavy showers. Stratus clouds are dark gray in appearance. These clouds cause drizzles. Nimbus are very thick dark clouds. They bring continuous rain and snow. Now we come to precipitation. Continuous condensation of water vapor in the air results in the formation of minute droplets of water. When these droplets join together, they form bigger drops which become too heavy to float and they start falling down. This process is called as precipitation. There are four types of precipitation: rain, snow, sleet and hail. Out of all these, rainfall is the most common form of precipitation. When the condensed water vapor in the clouds fall down in the form of water drops, it is known as rain. Rain is of three types: convectional rainfall, relief rainfall and cyclonic rainfall. The instrument used to measure rainfall is known as rain gauge. It consists of cylinder and graduated jars. The rainwater collected is measured with the help of the measuring jar. The reading time is fixed for 24 hours. The precautions necessary for installing a rain gauge is that it should be installed away from trees and buildings so that extra water does not get collected. In addition, the rain gauge should be fixed on a raised platform to avoid extra water from getting into the instrument and prevent water logging. Now, the last topic we'll discuss is weather map. A weather map is basically a representation of the distribution of meteorological data of a given area on the Earth's surface. It shows all the elements of weather represented by different symbols. Meteorologists use weather maps in forecasting of weather. There are basically two types of weather map, isotherms and isoheights. Isotherms, distribution of temperature is shown on a map with the help of lines that join places which show equal temperature reduced to sea level. These lines are called isotherms. What are isoheights? These are lines joining places of equal rainfall above the mean sea level. They show basically the distribution of rainfall on a map.